So the Browns take over at the 40. And look at Baker going long. Peoples-Jones with the touchdown. 60 yards.
Well, you see right out, they've been waiting to get this quarter.
So we welcome now into the crew crib Hall of Fame wide receiver Terrell Owens with his hat to the back and his sunglasses, no less. Get your popcorn ready. See him on Fubo and all that. What's going on, T.O.?
Oh, man, I'm just chilling, just enjoying this Sunday as I have been for a while now, just relaxing, just enjoying the L.A. winter.
Oh, the L.A. winter. Is that the place where you do your maintenance workouts? You're always telling me you got to get just a few crunches in to keep the 8-pack, even though you call me from IHOP talking about you keeping in the maintenance workout.
Yeah, you got to keep it sexy year round. You know, I start around this time. I don't have to wait till the new year. To have any, New Year's resolutions and things of that nature. I have to just stay ready so I don't have to get ready.
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of getting ready, the Browns had a huge win today over the Cincinnati Bengals, 41-16. T.O., everybody wanted to see this game to basically see how Baker Mayfield and the Browns perform without Odell Beckham Jr. Quickly, I just want to get your first reactions to the fact that Baker today went 14 for 21 for 218, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions with a rating of 132.6.
This is not a shock to me. They performed last year without Odell. So obviously, like I said, it's a situation highlighted, obviously, with things that have transpired throughout the course of the week. His father put up a 11-minute video showing that his son was open. Not being connected on a lot of those passes behind him. They were short, things of that nature. So again, this is not a telltale sign of whether Odell Beckham Jr. or we'll just go OBJ is good for their offense or not. I think this is essentially a situation. It's just like a relationship. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I think at the end of the day, everybody should be commending Odell just for the fact that he hasn't made a gripe all year, despite the number of targets that he hasn't had or has had, and just the number of catches he has or hasn't had during, this 9-week stretch. This guy pretty much probably had a more than enough reason to go off or fly off the handle. And now everybody would have been saying, oh, well, this is why they need to get rid of him and what have you. This guy is a talented football player. He's a talented wide receiver. Just as you saw today, the plays being made downfield, those same type of plays could have been implemented for Odell Beckham Jr. throughout the course of the year to make those same amount of plays and type of plays. I don't fault Odell, none whatsoever. This falls on the shoulders and the hands of the head coach, the offensive coordinator, and closely who works with both of those guys is the quarterback. Because at the end of the day, regardless of what situations, what play is called, Baker Mayfield knows who's number 1, 2, 3, or 4 in a progression every pass route.
So let me just rewind a little bit on some of the things that you said. Number one, did you have a problem with OBJ Sr. putting out the video? And
none whatsoever. That's no different than anybody. Just say media-wise, breaking down, getting film of whatever games or however many games that they've played, and basically highlighting where an individual or a receiver or whatever.
But the devil's advocate would say, but the media is not a family member of OBJ to play devil's advocate. That's what they would say to you.
Okay, it doesn't matter. It wasn't OBJ. I could have done that. Would it have been any different? Would it have been any different if I would have taken those same clips or whatever and highlight, okay, this is where OBJ is open. Somehow, some way, some shape, form, or fashion, Baker's not getting this guy the ball.
So what is the discussion to be had here when it comes to, obviously, kudos to Baker Mayfield, huge game, today. Obviously, the team gets a big win. But even from your perspective, being a former NFL wide receiver, now Hall of Fame wide receiver, what onus is it on the quarterback to get the ball to the wide receiver if he's the primary read and that is the call? And if it doesn't go there, even if he goes to somebody else and completes the pass and or scores, like I think he did in the Chargers game to David Njoku or something like that, what have you, what would have been your reaction, and what onus is on him to follow the call and or make his own read at the line of scrimmage?
There's a lot of onus on that. And so this game today, it's not for me. I'm hoping Baker doesn't go pounding his chest about, oh, look what I did, look what we can do without OBJ or whatever the case may be. Look at what we did today, and let that be sort of like a deciding factor as the ownership, management, or whatever making the right decision to part ways. He has a big hand and big part in this decision, and I think the decision of having OBJ depart from the Cleveland Browns. I know for a fact that there are plays that are drawn up when I played, even when I wasn't a number one receiver, even when I was second or third, or I was just coming in on third down situations or packages. I know that there was a high possibility and percentage of me getting certain pass plays. So with my quarterback they know, okay, if I'm the number one guy, when I became the number one guy, they know, okay, I haven't touched the ball. I'm a playmaker. That's what Odell Beckham Jr. is. OBJ is a playmaker. He's a game changer. Yes, we haven't seen that since his departure from the New York Giants. That's because
he did have 1,000+ yards in his first year with the Browns. I mean, a lot of it has been the injuries coming off the ACL last year or what have you. Obviously, he had the shoulder, the grade 3 AC sprain as well this year or what have you. But in the last game that he played for the Cleveland Browns, he had the one reception for 6 yards, on one target, even though there was a target late that didn't go, whatever, get completed or whatever. But essentially one target, is there a legitimate gripe here for Odell when it comes to, especially just even that last game, or just the totality of when you're looking at the film and the opportunities they are not there?
Honestly, I think it's the totality of it. I think as a head coach, you can go to the podium at press conference and say this and that and the other. You can be political, but even the things that I heard him say, for them to rave about OBJ's talent, his skill set, and for him not to, and even Baker to echo that, and them not get this guy involved. I mean, it seems like they were kind of setting him up for failure. They weren't trying to implement him or involve him in the offense. Like I said, just as today, just as plays were being drawn up for
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Right, exactly.
You had that 60-yard completion from Baker.
Even with the clip of the 11-minute clip that his dad put out, and Odell had a lot of separation on a lot of those passes, on those pass routes. He was sitting in zones. He was running away from the defender. He had to basically turn around, contort his body just to try to make, spectacular catches. As a receiver, that's not something that you want to do on an everyday basis.
And there are a lot of tweets out there that I'm even seeing now, because we're going to, talk about this in crew chatter, talking about Odell had to go, his attitude and all these other things, LeBron, I'm just saying, but, the fact that he told LeBron to tweet that tweet about free Odell and all this stuff. I'm just saying some of the things that are out there. And then, when you look at the fact that, Baker was able to have this game today, you mentioned how the team did in Odell's absence, to get into the playoffs and to the divisional round against the Chiefs last season. One thing, though, I don't think people do say, which is, a feat in and of itself, let alone everything that Baker is able to accomplish, when the Browns weren't winning anything as a quarterback of this team, and no one should take that away from him. Matter of fact, Morris will always tell you, I'm always highlighting that when it comes to Baker Mayfield. However, you also have to consider the fact that the team was 5-2 prior to that with Odell, including the game that he hurt his ACL that helped to, aggregate that record to get into the playoffs as well. Mm-hmm.
I will say this to Baker Mayfield. You guys can send this straight to him. You can send this to the Browns organization. I'm going to ask you guys to keep that same energy throughout the course of the season. So if you guys played inspired football today because of what has transpired, and that's what you needed, Baker Mayfield, to play well, keep that same energy here on out, because you're going to need that. Because to say, or people to highlight that he was a problem or this and that and the other, I haven't seen that problem. I haven't seen that OBJ that we saw from theatrics or antics standpoint that was in New York with the New York Giants. I haven't seen that. Maybe, like I said, I haven't watched a whole lot of football.
Oh, there's no question. There's no question that Odell has evolved since, the days with the Giants. And it's not even to say or impugn him, completely as a person, even when he was with the Giants. Everybody grows, from 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. But if you want to look and compare, how things transpired with the Giants compared to his evolution as a player, man, and character in Cleveland up through just the day of the NFL trade deadline, you would be remiss not to notice that there has been growth and change. However, let me just ask you this really quickly, because I want to make sure we talk about DeSean, and I want to obviously get the guys in here as well. But obviously now Odell hits the waiver wire on Monday. We'll see if he gets claimed or not. If not, then obviously he becomes a free agent, and kudos to the Browns general manager for not dropping his base salary to the point where he'd be a lot easier to be claimed by a team that he clearly probably doesn't want to go to. But where do you see as the best fit for him when you're looking at, the Saints who need a wide receiver, when you're looking at Seattle, when you're looking at the Raiders, when you're looking at the Chiefs, when you're looking at the Bills or what have you, or even the Cowboys? What teams are you looking at?
All those teams are viable options. Let me tell you this: if there is any way, if I could say anything and encourage or give any advice to Odell Beckham Jr. and I played for this coach, and I know from a offensive mindset just what he did with my skill set. Coming over from San Francisco, playing in Philly. I know what he's done with Tyreek Hill's game when everybody just thought he was a return guy or a slot guy. Trust me, if
you advocate for the Chiefs,
I would say go to the Kansas City Chiefs, because we will see if Odell is who everybody thinks he is, because Andy Reid is going to put him in the best position to succeed based on his skill set. No hands down.
So let's talk about DeSean Jackson really quickly, okay? Because he's also available, and here is another player who is, changing teams as wide receiver, star player, or what have you. Decided to part ways with the Rams after playing, with the various teams that he has. What do you think about DeSean Jackson's situation when you heard that he was parting ways with the Rams? Were you surprised about that, given, the Cali roots and things like that, and just the fact that there's so many teams that need a wide receiver and you have both great, talents available at the same time?
Shit, I'm available.
Are you available? Are you coming out? Are you coming out?
Shit, I'm available. It's no secret. I can still run. I can play with the best of them.
Okay, but we're talking about 40s that are below 5 seconds. I'm just saying.
Oh wow, is that what you want to put your
don't challenge me. Don't challenge me, because you already know what time it is with school I come from. Okay,
I'm just saying, do you want to put your job on the line?
I'm just saying, ain't no job on the line, buddy boo. When it comes, listen, ACC started all day. I'm just saying, you and I talked about in the off season, hitting up the track, hitting up the starting line any day, anytime. I still got my black Mizuno, so let's keep it popping.
The fact that you coming out there with some Mizunos, you already lost.
Look, I come around the corner with that gold chain in my mouth, like, woo, just reel them in.
Just because you look the part, You may put on some attire to look the part. That don't mean you are the part.
I am the part, look the part, and still the
Whatever.
part. Okay. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Anyways, tell me about D-Jax, please. Get back on track.
You're like fool's gold. It looks like gold. But anyway.
Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I think with DeSean Jackson, I don't really know what his situation is. I mean, I think you kind of saw
He's available.
No, I get that, but what I'm getting to, you just asked me, like, okay, I think you kind of saw the writing on the wall. Obviously, in Philadelphia, I don't even think the last 2 years he's played 16 games, if I'm not mistaken. And so obviously injury plays a big part in that. As I mentioned, and I alluded to with Baker Mayfield and Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, you're going to practice all week and then not be able to produce. That's the same thing with DeSean. I'm sure he's looking at it, man, I'm practicing every day. I'm practicing that all week, every week, and I'm not getting any grind. So he probably wants to go somewhere again. If this is the last, year or two that he has under his belt, why not allow this guy to be out to go somewhere where he can contribute and flourish and let us see the playmaker that he is? At the end of the day, like I said.
Shoot. Hold on. I think we got breaking news. Hold on.
Oh, I like breaking news.
Hold on.
Good. I can take a bite.
Hold on.
Is this breaking news for who?
Hold on. Hold on.
Man, what you on dial up?
Boom. So here you go talking about you on top of things, and your boy DeSean Jackson just texted me talking about he's going to the Raiders.
Okay.
So what's popping now? You want to react to that real quick? How you feel about that?
Hey, now they're going to give him an opportunity to see if he's the DeSean Jackson, what everybody's been expecting and what we've grown to love and see. So at the end of the day, I'm happy for him. Anytime you can employ yourself, gain another check, another job, place of employment, that's a good thing. So hopefully, like I said, he can go in there and make some things happen. And let's see if he's a good viable replacement for Henry Ruggs for sure.
We appreciate you coming in. What were you about to say?
Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations, D-Jack. Go out there and do your thing, boy.
Yes. Go out there and do your thing. We appreciate it. T.O., as always, thank you for coming on. Go in there and do your maintenance sit-ups, okay? So you don't fall off. So you don't fall off.